All right, so let's get right into it this evening. Yeah. So, want to spend a little time this evening looking at the types of software. If we get some time, we'll look at some Wix. Do you have a Wix account? You have a Wix account?
Sir?
Do you have a Wix account?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. So we'll probably go ahead and create one later on. Okay. All right, so we're going to be looking at software this evening, pretty much software. Okay. Um, so another name for software is program. When we started the first lesson, we said that the computer is so divided into two main components, if you would. We have the hardware and we have the software. The hardware speaks to the physical components that we can see and touch, hold, those things we consider to be tangible. And then the software are those programs. They are intangible but important resources that are needed for the computer to function. In simple, the program is a set of instructions that tells the computer what to do. Now, when it comes on to the software, there are two main categories of software. Now, I don't have this on the slide, so I hope you are documenting it somewhere or, making mention of it. Yeah. There are two main types of software. We have what is called system software, and we have what is called the application software. Those two. Now, the system software is responsible for the overall management of the hardware and the software. Okay? Whereas the applications are what we call apps, are those programs that are used for specific tasks. Okay? So if I want to message someone, I might need to download WhatsApp. If I want to be old and check out those old time folks on social media, I'm going to get Facebook. If I'm a if I'm a millennial, I'm going to go for TikTok, right? So these are what we call apps that are used for specific tasks. Now, when it comes onto the system software, the software is actually broken down to about four different categories. The operating system, so which is what we're going to own in on tonight. The operating system is the main type of system software. All right, that's the first thing we want to highlight. Now there are other system software such as utility programs, library programs, and you don't need to know about library programs and other stuff, but just to point out the connection here. So tonight we're going to look at the operating system itself. All right. So when it comes onto the operating system, we are thinking about this particular software that is responsible for managing and coordinating the activities of the computer. I think of the operating system almost like the let's use a school. I think of the operating system like the principal for the school, right? He or she is responsible for determining which subject teachers are going to be employed, what will be the role of these subject teachers. We might need some janitors who are going to help with the cleaning. We might need some security guards that are going to help to maintain the security of the area. So the the principal doesn't actually do these tasks him or herself, but has the responsibility to coordinate, to supervise, to make sure that these tasks are run efficiently. All right. From a computer standpoint, this is what the operating system is like. Operating system is responsible for the functionality of the computer system, both the hardware and the software. So some general function of the operating system would be task management, meaning to assign different tasks to different hardware or different software. We have resource management, which is managing the various resources of a computer. We have peripheral management. Peripheral device refer to any device that is plugged into your computer. So you use that to enhance the experience. That might be a mouse, it might be an external keyboard, it might be an external web camera. All right. So it is the operating system that is responsible for this. Now I want to just establish that there are different types of operating system. We have what is called general purpose operating system. That's the one that we are most familiar with. That's the one that would be on your computer as we speak now. But there's distributed operating system. This one is used over but we have a network of computers that we want to function as one, and so we have a central operating system that does this. All right. Now, remember we spoke about embedded systems. We are saying that these are special computers that single function. They also have their own operating system because there has to be something that is responsible for the coordinating of activities, the running, the management of the resource itself. Yes, yeah, we have a real-time operating system. If you think about some online platform, like maybe when you're booking your ticket to go overseas, right? That entire platform that works in real time has an operating system that is responsible for coordinating those activities. Your mobile phone that you have has a mobile operating system. What kind of phone you have again? Banger? Banger you have? Yeah.
Sir, that is disrespect of the highest. Sir, I do not have a bang. I have a Samsung. Okay,
Okay.
sir? A
Okay.
Samsung.
That means you have an Android operating system inside there. All right. And people like me have a iOS. All right. Inside. Nice. Great.
No,
So just to point that out. All right. So I'm going to focus a bit on the general purpose operating system since that's the part that is actually on your CSEC syllabus. Now, general purpose operating system, or what I call GPOS, is an operating system designed to run a wide range of applications and manage different types of hardware, just like what I just explained. It allows users to perform many general computing tasks, such as word processing. Right now, we're zooming, right? It allows us to do that. You might also be browsing the web. It is the operating system that allows for that. Some people play a game and some people watch football. Yes, we stream live football, right? And I saw Manchester City beating Real Madrid. So that is why you must make sure you support Manchester City. Good. All right. Creating documents and all that. It is the operating system that allows for this. So the general purpose operating system doesn't have a specific function, but rather a wide range of function. And as I said, think about it like your principal. The principal has responsibility to ensure the school is clean, though he or she doesn't actually do the cleaning themselves. The principal is the chief mathematics teacher, the chief English language teacher, is a chief French teacher, right? Even though they might not even have the expertise to handle it, they need to make sure that this is run. In fact, the principal is a chief student. Need to make sure the student needs are represented, students are safeguarded, and that students are well supported in school. Okay. So as I mentioned, what kind of laptop you have? Windows or Mac?
sir. I have an ASUS. I do not have.
Yes. Well, then a Windows upon a computer, man. That may check, yeah. So that means Windows is your operating system. Right? That's why when you boot up, you see the Windows are spin around in a circle. So that is to let you know what that is. If you have one of the Mac computer like what Colton has a talk about, it would be a Mac OS. And of course, you can have some free your free operating system that you could use like Linux and Ubuntu and Fedora, and again, as I mentioned, Android for your for your smart banger, and iOS for Apple phone. No, all right, great. So that is where operating system is concerned. I won't go through the other operating systems as as they're not necessarily on your syllabus. I've just placed them there to help you to broaden your knowledge beyond just what the spec actually need. I'll speak about the embedded since the embedded system is actually mentioned, though they don't speak about the operating system. But I like to tie up the learning. So as I said, an embedded operating system is a special purpose operating system designed to run on embedded system. All right. And when we talk about embedded system, we're talking about devices that are built for a specific function within a larger system rather than as general purpose computer. And we gave several examples in my first class. Washing machine, we talk about your microwave. So that little computer thing inside need an operating system to know when you press the button what's supposed to happen, and to make sure that everything function, and if there is some form of error, that some form of error message is transmitted. That's handled by the operating system. So it manages the hardware and software resources just like a normal operating system in your laptop or into your computer. But again, this one is optimized for efficiency, reliability, and minimum resource use. So it doesn't do general stuff. It's specific. So if it's microwave, a food it actually heat up. And if it is washing machine, I wash and rinse it daily. It's not browse, not internet. It's not in a wide range of tasks. All right, just to point that out. And again, just to remind you what embedded system are, smart watches, if you have that Fitbit, washing machine, routers, ATMs, of course, have those are embedded system. The car engine management system, when you turn it on, and music and everything, and you can press your button and wind down your glass, your window, and all those things. Yeah, smart TVs, all of these are classified as embedded system. All right. Now, just to point out some features of the embedded operating system. So one of the things that's notable is that it's small in size and of course low memory use. And by small in size, we don't mean it's tangible. We're just saying it's just takes up small amount of space. Obviously, because it's running smaller tasks. It is reliable, it is stable, and as I mentioned, it is task specific and of course minimum user interface. All right. So if I was to compare the general purpose and the embedded operating system, there are some things I want to point out. The general purpose operating system, which is found in your laptop, yeah, in your banger laptop, runs many applications. So your Facebook is being run by this operating system. So if you never have no operating system, so earlier this evening I told you that give me a minute because my computer is booting up, right? Is the operating system doing its thing? Because if the operating system did not come on, then I would not be able to access Zoom and I would not be able to have this class. So it is the operating system that runs or allows the other application to run. In fact, the others run on top of it. So the first program that is loaded the moment you press the button and the startup instructions run on your computer, the first program that is open is your operating system. All right. And then all of your other programs run on top of the operating system. All right. Now, with the operating system, we the people the users, we interact directly with it. And again, that is Windows for your banger laptop and Mac OS for other people who have tap laptop. Me still have my banger laptop. Right? Um, it is it is large and complex, which means it handles greater tasks, and of course, it can be updated easily. I'm sure from time to time, your banger phone send you a notification and say you need to update your Android operating system, and you know, press a thing and upload the thing. Not true. True, me that.
Yes, sir. But
Nice.
why you keep calling my phone a banger, sir? It's not a banger.
Yeah, anything when I apply banger, I just say go.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, anything outside I apply banger, I just said go. All right. And of course, it requires more hardware resources, obviously, because it has wider tasks to be carried out by that computer. Now, with the embedded system, it runs one dedicated task or a few related ones. So in the case of a washing machine, yeah, back in the days, the first washing machine used to just wash. But nowadays we have machine we can wash, rinse, dry. All right. So that's what we mean by few tasks. It often runs in background and no direct user interaction. So you don't even know that there's an operating system at work. It is small, it is efficient, it is lightweight, which means it uses up very small space. It is stored in ROM, and of course, it is hard to update, and it works with minimal memory and power. So just to give you that background on this. All right, cool. So that takes care of what we need to know for operating system. The rest of stuff are extra stuff. If you want to learn more about operating system, obviously I did prepare so you could look more at what's actually out there. Now, the next type of program I want to speak about this evening is going to be the application software. So let me look at that one just now. So I want to look at the application software, aka apps on your phone or apps on your computer. TikTok fall under that. So go back to my diagram again to recap what we just said at the beginning. So again, we see the computer is divided into two main components, hardware and the software. And so we have a nice diagram here that shows you the nice breakdown. So here's your software, and on this side we have your system software. Now there are four types of system software: operating system, which you just look at, utility program, which I will look at after this, your library programs, and your translators. Translators are example trinket that we use to run programs, to test our programs. And of course, there are library programs. Don't need to worry about those other two for now. That's on your curriculum. Now, application software is what I said is also called apps. Now, there are different types of application software. There's what we call off the shelf, right? And we have custom written. And on your syllabus, there's another one that they have called customized. I'll make sure to distinguish between them later on. And then there's what is called the closed software and also the open source software. So I hope to cover those in short order. So when we talk about application or application software or simply apps, we're talking about computer programs that are designed to help users perform specific tasks and solve particular problems. So think about your school, right? Remember we said the principal is like the operating system. But the principal alone can't run the school. Why? Because the principal might not even know how to clean a desk. And maybe your principal was a PE teacher, don't know nothing about maths nor computer science. They can't do the work. So they need to get some special apps. You don't know. And that's where people like me come in. Them get a computer science specialist. He's like an app, right? I come and that is my special responsibility. I don't teach maths, I don't teach French, I'm in a business with nothing else. I am just interested in doing computer science. So it is with your apps. So all the apps that you would see on there and all the other ones have one or few dedicated tasks. They are used to do something specific. So we call them application. All right. And of course, you need them in order to interact with the computer. So if you never had these, then you could not basically do anything with your computer itself. So unlike system software, which manages the computer's hardware and operating system, applications allow users to interact directly with the computer to achieve defined goals such as document creation, data analysis, Zoom call, online class, communication, social media, graphic design, video editing, YouTubing, all those things. It is the application software that allows for one to be able to do that. As I mentioned, there are different types of application software. There's general purpose software, there's special purpose software, there's custom made or custom tailored or bespoke, that's another word for it, software. There is open source software, there's closed source, which is also called proprietary or paid software. Um, and also there is customized, which I'll speak about in a little while. Now let's start with general purpose. No, you have think of uh, general purpose like some tools we can do. Jack, what we call it in Jamaica? Jack of all trade, some what master of none. You know what I'm saying? Are you too young to know that?
Not the same.
How it go?
I know the same, sir.
All right, nice. So yeah, so when you think about all of those apps that we have on here, yeah, they are called general purpose because you, the user, can decide what purpose you want to use them for. So they're not specialized to make, for example, poster. Think about Microsoft Word. You want to make a poster, right? I can use Microsoft Word to do it, but it's not a software that is specifically built for that. I can use Word to type a letter, but it's not a software that is particularly designed for that. In the same way, if you look at Microsoft Teams there, which is something like Zoom, I can have a class on it. I can have meeting on it. I can use it for so many different things. So they are simple tools that can be used for several general tasks. Hence why we call them general purpose software. So they are designed to perform a wide range of common day-to-day tasks. And of course, on there you'll see some examples: word processors, spreadsheet, presentation software, database management system. So we can use them for a variety of purposes. All right, so they're quite useful in that. Now, I'm going to now talk about special purpose software. No, I am some of them will you will have a crossover because Zoom could be classified as general purpose, and in one sense it could be special purpose. So let's look why it could possibly be special purpose as well. Now, special purpose software are created to perform a specific or narrowly defined function. So if you think at Zoom, Zoom can only have like a video thing where you sit down on the video thing or audio thing and do something. But we can't use Zoom to draw something, and we can't use Zoom to edit something, right? So the function is in a limited scope, if you see what I'm saying. There's a parameter to some extent. Again, some examples are payroll systems. So it's particularly designed to handle payroll, for check up people money and determine how much pay them to get, and take out government tax and give government and give people them net salary, right? And then when you go to the hospital, them have one hospital record system there. Hopefully on a paper them still I use, right? When you go there, them just pull it out, them ask you your name, you tell them your name, and them update them system. So later on, when you come back at the hospital, they can pull your record and they know exactly who you are. Ah, And since you go for enough time, uh, Jade, flight booking system. When you go online and you go book pan, where you book pan? Which plane, which airline you go for pan? JetBlue. Which foreign you go, by the way?
Sir, I've been to New York.
You went to New
Um,
York. Or which booking system you went? Which plane carrier?
JetBlue.
JetBlue. So me just guess it, someone. Sure, man. JetBlue used to be my kind of plane, you know. Sure. Them man they fly fast and they reach fast. All right. So yeah, their online booking system would be considered a special purpose software. It is it is primarily for handling people travel data and booking airline ticket. It is how us the customer interact with those who operate the airlines. Now, there's also accounting software. There are several accounting software that people use to keep track of their salary and all that stuff. So, special purpose software are suitable for organizations with what repetitive, specialized needs where accuracy, automation, and compliance are critical. So, that's a very important point. All right. So, it's not just for everybody, it is particularly for organizations who do this monthly, daily. Yeah, people book ticket every day, right? People get paid every month. People go to doctor every other hour, you know, that kind of thing. So you need something to handle that kind of service. Now, these systems reduces human error and also improve efficiency. Now we're going to talk about custom-made software. Now, custom-made, as suggested, is tailored to meet the unique need of an organization or a person. So let's say I don't like TikTok. Think about Donald Trump. You know that man, Jade? You know that man?
Who doesn't, sir? Who doesn't?
Good,
Is
good.
that
Just making sure you know that man, Trump. So when he lost the election in 2020, one of the consequence or one of the things he suffered was that he was banned from Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter at the time. And so what did he do? He decided to do a custom-made social media. You know what it is called?
no,
You
sir?
know
What
what?
is it called?
You don't know what his software is? His thing is called Truth
No.
Social. So
Oh,
Donald Trump has his own social media software to
I think
handle what he wants to handle. So I guess he must be the most popular person on that
the first
on that app. And I guess whatever he wants to say, he gets to say because it's custom made. He's spending good up money and
very
him buy him own a software. Okay, so it is tailored to meet the unique need. In the case of Donald Trump, him could get to talk to the masses and he could still get to share a message when people are trying to ban him. And that's why you must have enough money in a man. Sure. So so some other yeah, right. So bespoke software are chosen when what off-the-shelf solution does not meet all the requirements. All right. In the case of Donald Trump, when they decide to censor him, to ban him, and he decide my money is more than all of yours, so I am going to create my own. All right. And so there are lots of benefit that comes with a software of this sort. It offers greater flexibility. Donald Trump can post whatever he wants. Who's going to ban him? It's his. Right? Cool. It offers integration. It gives control over the development costs as well. He could decide how much he wanted to pay, how much time he was willing to wait on it, all of that because it was being made for his specific need. No, I must say that there's custom made and there's customized. What do you think is different between custom made and customized?
custom made and customized, sir.
Mhm.
Custom made now, this is made towards your, right? Customized, you get to choose what you put there and what, you know,
Right.
like
So you
how you,
modify.
yeah.
Yes. Something was out there already. You like it, but you want to tweak it a bit to suit your need. It's almost like when some of these ladies go buy a dress, and the dress come in a size 10, and them taking and turning a size 2. And them boys who buy them trousers out the road and boy, I don't know. Next thing you know, the whole foot gone in. Me know how them going. Me used to wonder if them use Island scandal bag to slide down in them trousers there. Right. So that's not how it came. They liked the trousers, but they wanted to tailor it or customize it to their own liking. So you're not building it from scratch. You are modifying something that already exists to suit your needs. So that's customized. Now, there's also what is called off the shelf. When I think about off the shelf, I think about buying medication at the pharmacy. Because the only medication I ever take are the one of me buy at pharmacy. Because me is not going to no doctor. Right? So you want something that is just available. So most times general purpose software are also off the shelf software. It's important that we understand though that there's a difference. All right, off the shelf just mean it's being sold. You don't need no special nothing to get it. You just go buy it. All right, it is ready-made software that is available for immediate purchase and use. And there's lots of advantage with that. It's like how last week Colton didn't need Microsoft. When did he again Microsoft Access? And he could have just go buy it, and then get it as soon as him pay for it. So there's advantage to that. But if he was to do a customized one, it would take a while because they would have to just make it to suit his need. Right? Cool. So off the shelf software, they are ideal for individuals or businesses needing reliable, tested solutions at lower cost. They benefit as well from community support and regular updates. What that means is that these people who are customizing software, you come with your new ideas, and you may say, listen, I want you to modify this. And what you're doing is giving ideas to these persons who actually make software. And so it is good for that purpose. All right. Now let's talk about open source. Now, when we talk about open source software, what makes when you see the word open, it usually means free. But open source is different from freeware. Freeware is a type of software as well. But for example, WhatsApp. Do you pay for WhatsApp?
No, sir. Who pays for WhatsApp?
I hope I'm not sleep. You're sleeping in my class.
No, sir. No,
All right,
sir.
good. Do you pay for TikTok?
No, sir.
Good. So it's a freeware. The entire software is made available for you and you can actually use it. So that's what we mean by freeware. But that's not the same thing as what open source software is. Open source software means the source code is made available to you. So it's like how we write our little small programs in class. Just imagine you're a big, big programmer who is writing your specialized code to do something. Maybe you're going to create an app called Jadi, you know? Yeah. Press the Jadi something. Yeah, don't know. Maybe I'll create your own app, right? No, if you decide to make the source code available, it means that other people will be able to modify your code. Even though you download WhatsApp, you don't get access to their source code. So you can't change nothing on WhatsApp. You can't decide, all right, WhatsApp, me not like the green color. I'm gonna change it to blue because me a PNP. I'm gonna like green, right? You can't do that. You have to just stick with WhatsApp because it's a freeware. But if they were to make the software available, you could change the color, you could change the icon, you could modify it to what you want. In fact, you could decide that, you know what, I don't want it to text anymore. I just want it to make source of phone calls. But you can't make any of these modifications because the actual source code that is responsible for doing this, you do not have access to it. You only have access to the part that they allow you to have access to, which is the app. All right, cool. So open source software, our software, whose source code is publicly available for modification and distribution. The fact that it is open means it have a license called Creative Commons license. And what that means is people can freely modify and you can't ask them for no money. Because if you make the source code available to persons and me modify it and decide to sell it, you can't ask me no money, because it's open. Right? That's what it is. Right? Cool. Versus if it is proprietary, I have to purchase it. Good. All right. So here are some examples of open source. So if you cannot, if right now you are using Microsoft Office, right? Microsoft Office is proprietary. You have to pay for Microsoft Office. It is closed. But you could actually get this free one called LibreOffice. Does the same thing, and you could probably modify it and change up the app if you want. All right, that's open source. All right, so on to talking about closed source software. Another word for it is proprietary, um, and it could be referred to as paid software. I know there's another one called paid subscription, which is slightly different. Microsoft Office currently is paid subscription because you don't actually get the app for one. You just have to pay the subscription fees like Netflix. If you tap subscribe, if you stop paying the subscription fee, then you no longer have access to it. Right?
Exactly.
These people are just so wicked. Back in the days when, and
Wicked.
not long ago, because that time I'm not. No, I was in Jamaica like I was. But 2016, up to that point, we could actually buy the entire Microsoft Office and we own that for life. We could have give you a copy on your computer and give any amount of person a copy on their computer. Now they have made it so that it's an account, so you only can sign in if you paid for the account details, which means you can actually give it to a number of persons, and then they limit the amount of computers that you can actually sign in to, just like Netflix. Back in the days, the, the first time Netflix came out, right? I had one account and me just give it to like about 100 other people. Same password, all them do is go and use it. Until Netflix realized that we are shaft them. And Netflix just say, yo, a 3 device alone, you can use it on, you know. So they make it a subscription software versus a proprietary one. Okay, cool. So I suppose the next thing I want to say here is you need to sort of know when you would probably choose a certain software. So you could get an exam question that gives you a scenario and ask which software, or it could be multiple choice and they ask you which software. So you want to kind of bear that in mind. So when selecting an application for a given task, there are a couple of things you should consider. Which one would be functionality. Why do I need it? What do I need it for? So if I need something like last week, we need to learn database. So the functionality suit getting Microsoft access. It will be pointless to go try and get Zoom or to go get Microsoft Teams because it would not address the need that you have. So that's one thing you need to consider when you are getting software. Another thing you need to consider is the cost. Yeah, who don't like cheap? I do, but if I can get
Very cheap, sir. Very cheap.
Umi,
Yes, sir.
yeah, I am not just very, put extremely there. I I tend to be very, very wise about spending my money when it comes on to making other people rich. You know what I mean? So yeah,
There is no money that I spent today.
that's how I became a book publisher. You know. I first time I was going to publish a book, and I asked how much to publish a book, and the person quote 2,000 US dollars. And me start to count and think how much black, steel, and sand I can buy with 2,000 US dollar. So I decide I'm going to learn so that I don't have to pay. Cost is very important to me. And if I can get something for free, I'm not paying for it. If I can get something close enough for free. Even in my current role at school, when I became head of department, they the person before me would run out of budget like after the first month, have nothing to run the department with. I've been running that department now, and people wondering what am I going to do with all the money I have left? Because I'm not spending my money buying things that I can access for free. I find all the free services and make them available to my students. I'm not paying for them. All right. So what is the price for it? Very important. Another thing you need to consider again is user skill level. How much knowledge do you have? Um, you know, pointless to choose a software that you don't have the skill to do and you're unwilling to try to learn to do. Also, you have to think about compatibility, right? Not every software can work on every single computer, so you want to be you need to be concerned about that. Do I have a 32-bit computer or do I have a 64-bit computer? Right? I need to make sure I'm getting the right kind of app for my device. Accessibility as well. There are some things I don't want to install. It's like my computer where I freeze up every now and then it take 5 hours to turn on. I don't
Sir,
want.
don't get me started on this computer. Don't get me started. It just makes
There
me
you
want to
go.
jump out sometimes. Literally.
There you go. So that's exactly the same thing I'm going through. So because of that, I don't want any app that I have to install. I want an online version, and so I use Trinket and other research. I try to stick to the online world. I like web based, so I don't have to save anything. The other reason why I like web based again is in this I can access this remotely. I'm a teacher who is on the move. Next thing, man, up at Canada, and somebody I reach out to me when I'm a student, sir. You know, me don't know how to do this. Me getting stuck. Me now have no, me need some help. Girl, just send me a link. I'm gonna fix that and send it back to you in a real time when I'm done. Me like that. All right, cool. And then also another reason why you may consider an application is support. So what kind of help is available? Right? Sometimes, I use Microsoft Teams at my school, and sometimes there are some technical issues that is happening with Microsoft. They have a help page on there that you can go on and you check support and you can connect with someone and ask a question. That's very important to me. You want to use software that there is actually someone who you can reach out to in the case of need. All right, cool. So, just to provide a simple example here. So, let's say if I'm trying to do school report, because I do school report at times for students, yeah, then I need word processor, right? Because that's what I'm going to use to design the report that I'm going to use to send out. And my reason for that is that inside a Word, there are templates. It also have the option for spell check. And of course, we have AI tools, Nobody not really care about spell check. AI make everybody bright. And some people where they don't know what, and still dumb because they can't put string two sentence together. But when AI write for them look smart.
I use AI to text my teachers.
Say again?
I use AI to text my teachers sometimes.
Oh, of course. There you go. Me, but I'm out here a minute, man. I remember when I have to have like three different English teacher read over my email before me send it out to parents, because sometimes some parents really rile you up and you need to respond, but you want to make sure you come across professional and calm. And, you know. I can't promise you that I'm always professional and calm. And so I have to get someone to read my tone. So even though my grammar is great at the time, I'm sure my tone isn't. Right? And they can hear this, they can hear the sarcasm through my writing. I'm very good at sarcasm. Trust me. This morning I was in class, a student was asking me, "Sir, what did you do while we were not here?" This is the morning of an assessment. And they're asking me, "What did we do?" No, 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 we sat here, we spoke, we watched television, we listened to music. I just think it was a dumb question. What you think? Re- Email me before, now in the morning of test. That's not gonna help you. You're gonna do the test regardless of your being here or not. What you should
Exactly.
do is email me before, sir. You know what? I'm out of school for whatever reason. Can you send me some work so I can catch up or something like that, man? Yeah, yeah, I'm sarcastic teacher. They know that. Yeah, cool. All right. Um, okay. If I'm working in accounting and I need to take care of people, salary, pay people, that kind of stuff, then I'm going to need some form of special purpose payroll software, right? So that it can automate the salary calculation, the tax compliance, all of that for me. All right. Or me just get AI for it out for me. Simple. And print it out. No, graphic design the same. Um, at the moment, I'm a book publisher and I have to make book covers. And sometimes people do come to me with children's book and they want me to illustrate the graphics for them. So I need some form of special software, customized sometimes or perhaps specialized like Adobe Illustrator or Photoshop or Photo P or Pixel or E. I need one of those to help me. All right. And the reason for that is that it offers advanced design tools for professionals. So it's better than trying to create something in Microsoft Word where it going look like it make for newspaper rather than for a book. Cool. If I'm running a small business and I need to keep track of my inventory, I need something better than Excel to do that. I might need to get an off the shelf accounting or stock software. And why do I need this? Because it is one, cost effective, it is easy to set up. Yeah. And if I am going to run a university and I want, if which university you're planning to go?
I don't know yet, sir.
You don't know yet. You're in year 11, you have to pick. Because if you're picking, then you have to go six palm if you go into UE. It's like a given. UE does require A levels to get in. UTEC doesn't, and our school doesn't. Well, I went to UE. And one of the things they do have their university learning management system, which basically is a big LMS module, which allows you to see a class, see a lecture notes, everything that's on there. All right, and of course, there are lots of customized features that are on there to make sure that as a university student, you have the best experience. All right, cool. So that covers operating system and application software. Are there any questions for me?
No, sir, no questions.
Well, say, all right, cool. When your students have no question in it, can be one of two things. Either they have no interest or it is clear. Which is it?
It is clear, sir. It is clear. And if I have any questions later on, I will go look at the slides.
All right. Sounds good. All right, cool. Well, I am going to talk briefly about about utility. I must skip out the others, as I said, because you don't necessarily need to know all of these. You just need to stick into your lane, which is operating system, application, software, and we move into utility next. I'll just briefly talk again over this because them say good for repetition. All right. So remember, software two main categories: system software, application software. Yeah. And of
Okay.
course, there are four main types of system software, and also we have different types of application software. So, on the big recap, system software is a type of computer program that is designed to manage, control, support the hardware and software resources of the computer system. In essence, it acts as a bridge between the application and, of course, the hardware. No, one of the type of system software is the operating system. Um, uh, some people call it operating software, some people call it OS. Okay, it is simply a type of system software that manages all of the hardware and software resources of a computer. And me say this is like the head teacher or the principal in a school. It acts as the middle layer between the user and the computer hardware, ensuring that all parts of the system work together smoothly. As I said, the moment you turn the computer on, the first program that gets loaded into RAM is your operating system. Every other program gets loaded on top of it. Without it, won't work. So if you look at my nice diagram here, which me try to illustrate, this is your hardware. Think of that as maybe your keyboard, and on top of here is your operating system, and then this is the application that you are using to type up, or maybe it's Microsoft Word, and then this is you right up here, so in a green labor right, typing typing on your application. All right, cool. All right, um so I'm gonna just move down and talk about utility program. Again, like I said, that's a key one you need to know. So, utility program, as the word suggests, has to do with maintenance. All right. So, it's a type of system software that is designed to maintain, to manage, optimize. Optimize means to give you the best performance, make it efficient, make it smooth, make it nice. All right. Your computer system. So they help to keep the computer running efficiently, securely, and error-free by performing specific maintenance or support tasks that the operating system alone doesn't fully handle. So before I tell you about some examples of them, I'm going to talk about the purpose of utility program. So we could have narrowed down the purpose to these. Yeah, managing files and data, protecting against viruses, so you can already start think about antivirus software, anti-malware. Those are utility programs. And sometimes your computer get little trouble, you have to do something named troubleshooting. So that's part of utility program as well. You also have something called your trash or your recycle bin on your computer, where when you delete file, it keep a copy. So if you decide, oh, I never want to delete this, I deleted it by accident, you can go in and restore your file. That is utility program at work. So backing up and restoring data. Also improving the system speed and efficiency. And of course, monitoring the computer performance. So a simple way to think of utility, think about it as your housekeeping tools. I wonder if you do housekeeping, Jadi. Sweep out the house, mop up the water, pick up the little paper them from out of the wrong place, dust down the furniture, spray up the house so that it smell good. Yeah, neat up the curtains.
Okay, sir.
No, me just a check if you do it. Me no know. Me just a ask. Look
Eh,
like you not do it, Look like your mother alone do them work. All
no,
right.
sir. No, no.
So in that case, Jadi, you're acting as a utility program. Same it is for the computer. All right. So let's look at some common functions of utility program. So there's something called disk fragmentation. All right. Me look for one. Oh, you pull up that draw something. Yeah. Where you find the
Oh,
no,
wow.
listen. Where you find this? Oh, the whiteboard. That's right there. So. Nice. Please don't even bother say Annie's teaching computer science.
I won't
People
say that.
people always
At
think
least,
that just because your teacher use every single software, you know. Yeah. Right. So make we talk about defragmentation, no? Me I go draw one abstract thing. All right. So let's say this is memory. You see what me draw?
yes, sir. I see what you draw.
Nice. All right. So your secondary memory is divided up into some things called some partitions. You may call them segments or you may call them partitions. All right. And in some school of thought, we call them pages. But for the purpose of today's talk, they mean the same thing. All right. They have subtle nuances, but for the purpose of this lesson, they mean the same. Nice. See what I go on? You
Yes,
see it?
sir.
Good. You see what I go on? Fix up that one and make it look neat too. All right.
That's neat.
I want that. Just
I
cool,
could.
man. Just leave
Oh,
me drawing alone, man. Nobody complain about me drawing. All right. So let's say, yeah, when I open Microsoft, what is man? I can't even write. So this is
oh,
Microsoft Word, right? You see it? MS
yes,
Word, this, right? You see that? Yeah.
yes,
Me
sir.
type up on Microsoft Word and me a store it. But it a go store in a three. One, two, three. Because Word file no big, you know. Then me go download a song. Let me go back to and find one song. Green song. Right, so me go up on Spotify and me download the latest hottest song. See? Song a little bit bigger than a word file, right? So it will take a little bit more. So you see what I go on? You see it? You see what I go on?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
nice. Just to make sure you see it. And then now, because the latest movie come out, and you don't know me have to keep a copy, so I can watch it in the bus when me I go to school. Yeah, keep up with it. Me I go download a movie, alright? And so see movie, yeah. But that movie I download in a high definition. So guess what? That go use up a lot of space, you know. So if I use
Oh,
up all that space, sure. Whole heap of spaces, you know. Sure. Look at that. Oh my gosh. You see what I'm going? Good.
yes,
All right. Just to make sure you see. And then, me have a client who reach out to me and say, Mr. Robertson, I want you to create a graphic art for me, and I want it in top notch. Yeah, top notch system. Cool. So you don't know top notch system take up space too, Space. Space. So me go space. You see what I'm going? Cool. It take up more space. Then. So look what I go on now. So let's say the word file now, and I don't like my word file anymore. I use it, I print it already. It was an exam paper and I have no reason to keep a copy of it. And me I run out of space. So me I go delete it. Look what me now. That gone. You see it? Look how you make all my black thing gone, man. My black line gone.
me, sir.
Sure. It's me I talk about, man. You fight against me now, man. Sure.
Sir, as you can see, I turned off my mic so that you could not say I was fighting against you. I turned off my mic.
Blocking my progress. Alright,
Black
cool.
here. Oh my
Yeah, my
God.
progress. Yeah, just kill my progress. So notice now me now on a word file, yeah? Because I delete the word file, I don't need to keep it. But look where you have. You have fragments that are left up here. So look what is going to happen now, right? I am now going to find a new um yeah. So someone sent me an important invoice, right, for my department. So you see that in a purple invoice. So I go on. The invoice now, look what I'm to invoice. Look, cause it big. You know. Oh no. So invoice some up here, so some down here, so. So you see you see when the computer is trying to load this file, it has to load some from here and then go all the way up here to load some. You know what that does? Slow down the read and write process. because because the file is being stored into different pages and it's not concurrent. It's not running one after the other, right? And this thing is going to continue as you delete files. So for example, if I was deciding that I'm out of space now because my computer is freezing up and I'm out of space and I decide to delete my movie, look at this. Movie gone.
Moving on.
Yeah, movie gone. Now that movie gone, is space. Look how it plays. It's space all over the place. So what we find now is that my computer is going to run slow because when the read process is reading, it's going to find some empty space. Everything is not together. So the process is much slower on your computer. So this is where your utility program comes into play when you defragmentation. And what defragmentation does is to put all of your files together. So look at this now. The defrag, I go make sure so I put all of the purple them together. So I could try to do that now. Purple road. Yeah. So purple there road. Everything back together. And then, remove a copy from all of them places, clean up the place. See? Just like when mommy said clean up your
Black,
room, organize up your room. Yeah. Yeah.
black. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you see, and when you not practice to clean up your room regular, you use the wrong paint. You use the wrong thing, So you see how that mess up right there, right? And then now, you have to go back and clean up your goal and carry everything so that they run concurrent because you want the system to run efficient. So you need a defrag. So you see how your defrag go through now, and the defrag say, all right, let's put the goal, let's put this into this space up here. So everything are together. Again, just praising the Lord. Yes, there you go. So that now is what your defragmentation software does. One of the tools in your maintenance kit. So think of the person who does the cleaning as the utility program. But one of the utility tools that is used is your defragmentation software. So as I say, the process of creating and deleting file create fragments which are basically a little bit of the document here and a little over here. Defragmentation puts them back together, free up space so that your computer runs freely, smoothly, and more efficient. Do you know that right now your computer might be telling you that you have used up 90% of the space, but that might not really be true. What your computer needs is a defrag. Because
Oh,
every time, many persons think that just because you delete the file in memory, that the space is freed up. And it's not actually true. So you need to defrag so that thing can get organized and so you can get the space and your computer can run smooth. How me sound? All right. Sound good? Any question for me?
Not today, sir. Today
No
is a very
question.
day, and there is no football talk.
All right. So just why just explain basically. So again, I say over time, when you create and delete and modify file, data becomes scattered or fragmented, as I showed you in my little diagram, across the disk. And of course, this does what? Slow down the performance because hard drive must move around to read a single file. All right. And what defragmentation does is to rearrange the data blocks so files are stored in continuous section, making it faster to access. Sounds good?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, what are some benefits then of defragmentation? One, it improves the system performance and speed. It reduces the wear and tear of the hard drive. So, may I help you fix your computer? So, you attempt to say your computer slow, may I help you for free? Right? It helps files open and save more quickly. Right? If you bring that to the technician, he might do the same thing when we just tell you and charge you enough money. Cool. All right. So some examples of defragmentation tools that you can get, something like your map for arrange up your thing, is Windows defragment. This is already built into your computer already. You get it for free. So if you access it and utilize it, you will be good. And of course, if you want to spend some money, I don't spend money, but you might. So you can get defragler. Cool. Or you can upgrade your computer. By the way, what do you have in your computer? Is it a hard disk drive or a solid state drive?
Solid state.
You have a solid state.
I think so.
If you have a solid state, so how is it slow? Because that should give you faster access. That have no moving parts, therefore you cannot have fragments. And therefore there is no need for defragmentation. You have fragments with hard drive because you have a read and write head. So remember we we're teaching about how the data is read from hard drive, and you have the read and write head up at top and move over. Ing, ing, ing. So imagine if the data they all the way over here and some are over here. The read and write head have to go over way over here. So we and then when you look on your screen, you just see your screen just move slow. So mm, all the read and write head doing is trying to find all your data because it's all over the place. But if you have a solid state drive, you have no need for that. All right, cool. Another tool that is available to you in your utility program is automatic backup. All right, and this just create regular copies of important files or the entire system to prevent data loss. And like I said, when you delete, have you ever used a recycle bin? You know you young people don't ever check that.
No, sir.
You never check your recycle bin yet?
No, sir.
Looking at the bottom of your computer, type recycle bin and
It's
open
right.
it. Open recycle bin and look how much file there in it. Because
there's there's a lot. Wow. Okay.
so so everything you assume that you have actually deleted is backed up in there. So to really free up space, then you need to delete those if you really want to, but you should be able to also restore them if you wanted to restore any of them. All right, cool, nice. You see, me I give free technical lessons, free. All right, right. Okay, so the benefit of having the backup system there is to protect against accidental deletion and corruption. Because you could really delete a file by accident, or your computer could get some form of virus by accident that corrupts the file. And if you lose a copy, you can always go back to your recycle bin and find that one that's there. So that's good. It also allows recovery after the hardware failure or malware attack. So it's quite possible that your computer could crash. Your hard drive just crashed, no longer good. They should be able to access this backup file. And yeah, because of that, it gives us peace of mind, right? To know that even if we lose our files, we can access them again. Now, next tool that is available to you in your utility program is your compression software. Now, what does the word compression means? If I compress something, what am I doing?
Making it smaller, sir.
Nice. Why not bright? Why not bright? Not bright. I really was something going on. Gee whiz. I must score with a little smaller to know. All right. So yeah, definitely. So the compression software is really used to make files smaller. So if you were trying to send 5 PowerPoints or even a video clip, right, through email, after about 25 kilobytes, that it's too big to be sent. But if you took that same file and compress it, maybe into a folder, put in a folder and zip the folder, it will allow you to attach the file, because really what it does, a zip file is smaller than an open or a few files open, right? So bear that in mind. All right, cool. And again, that's actually good when you actually zip your files, because it also saves disk space. So much things may I tell you to save your one disk space, man. Sure. And then there's automatic updating. And that is the part you young people don't love. When your phone company send out a little message and say time to update your software. Most people don't want to do it because it changed the feel of the phone that they have become so used to. But sometimes it is because of weaknesses that they identify in the phone that they are trying to correct using software. And I'll give you an example. You can read up on this some more. In 2017, there was this, I think it's called what's that? What's the name? It's a ransomware. WannaCry. It was WannaCry ransomware attack. Read up on it. What had happened was, so Windows, I think Windows sent out a message asking persons to update their operating system, and some people just decide they were not going to update. They are stubborn as some of us Jamaicans. We're not doing it. Probably it's a virus. We don't know what they're up to. And so someone decided to exploit those systems, the same thing that they were trying to protect against. And then some millions of computers across the world were compromised. In fact, in the UK alone, it cost the NHS 400 million pounds. All right, cool. So when it's time to auto update, you should do that. All right. The other one is virus checkup, or what we call antivirus, and this is used to detect, prevent, and remove malicious software. And when we talk about malicious software, that the AKA is malware, and there are several types. There's virus, there's worm, there's trojan, there's spyware, there's adware. Yeah, there are tons of different ones that are out there. And so basically what the antivirus does is to scan the files and programs for known virus signatures, monitor the system behavior for suspicious activity, quarantines, or delete infected files. So you remember when COVID was around, you did catch COVID.
Yes, sir. After a while.
So when you catch COVID, what them do? They lock you in one room by yourself.
Yes, sir.
So you know
I
spread it.
room.
I see them where the virus work on the computer. So virus is a malicious software. And so as not to get it to spread to other, because one of the things that it does is spread to other files and other programs, and ultimately turn them into programs as well. So what your antivirus does is arrest that virus or that infected file and quarantines it, keeps it from spreading, and ultimately purging your system. All right, so the benefit of this is that it protects personal data and files from corruption or theft, and it prevents malware from spreading. It maintains system stability and security. All right, so that's that. That's that's now on the classroom. There's a nice activity that's on there, and you can go and go check if AI is a 100%.
I checked it already.
I will tell us.
81% human being.
81%. No, that is lying. Tell them say they are lying. All right. So now me knows that thing they're not accurate.
Oh, you know, sir.
Well, unless the source from which me get it from AI, which is highly unlikely. AI is actually machine learning. It just matches something that AI can actually can recognize online. That came directly from some exam paper. So maybe AI have access to those, and when it compares them to it, it looks like similar thing. But that tells me it
Yeah.
doesn't actually work. Yeah, it's not
Sir,
accurate. Mhm.
sources work.
Say again?
My my sources work.
It don't really
Trusted
work.
sources.
It don't really work. Me just prove say it have some flaws in it. Machine learning. All right. Before me actually run to that, because
Oh,
I want to I want to show you how to set up your Wix account and give you a nice good homework to play around with it, and of course bring it back to me. So um on Google you are going to search up Wix
yes.
because your curriculum says we should actually teach you to actually code the website, which is boring. Yeah,
Hmm.
I can see your computer science, your IT or computer science teacher is not very excited about this because I'm not. I think this is boring, but it's what they want you to do. So you go to Wix, you need to get started. I think I have an account. I don't remember. But if you have an account, you can sign up with Google
Which I
and um, so sign up with Google. And so what this is actually a template kind of thing. So what I'm actually going to do is to give you an assignment to work on a website. So yeah, the best way to learn on this is to do what we call learn on the go because it's not anything coding. It's just about your own creativity and what you want it to actually look like when you are done. Um, why do I ask about customer name something there? Me not want nothing, me not pay for nothing. Some of these people, they don't do that. Free plans.
will.
Yeah. And my internet is moving so slow. Why are they showing me money? Some of these people, I'm not paying for anything. I- yeah. Anyways, there is the let me try and go back here because I've checked this out already. There's a free account for you to go on to that takes you to some personal something that you do not pay for. These people are only behaving crazy because they want some money from people. Is it showing you the same thing?
Not yet, sir.
Okay. Yeah. This is not good. We ain't paying for nothing. Doing it for free. We are only practicing. Oh, design site, I think. Yep. There you go. After you design the site, now, if you feel like you have money and you want to publish it, then go ahead and by all means do that.
I don't, no money.
Jamaicans are some of the richest people, let me know, man. May I tell you, Jamaicans, you know me, they are foreign and Europe, they're just next door to me. And I never go to France yet. I just where they am drive go to Wales. Can't me if you take plane, me now go. Jamaicans travel go all around the world every holiday. Yo, me just rate Jamaicans. Jamaicans, man, me no know. A pure money on the down there make. Jamaica rich. Jeez. Me no know
Well,
one summer when me no see Jamaicans a travel. Jesus. No, me admire them.
I want to be one of those Americans.
Hmm? You just tell me say you go New York. Ah, see it you know? So yeah, when you go upon your design thing, you are going to work on fixing up a website for me. This is going to be your homework. Did you do your Excel homework, by the way?
Excel homework.
Mm-hmm.
Which one?
Say what?
Which one, sir?
I want Excel homework me give you SBA slash, not SBA,
Oh,
SBA
that
alternate.
Oh, no, sir, I didn't do that one.
All right, I go on my
Sorry,
homework.
sir.
Right, I go on my homework.
I
All right,
I'll
so
get you all of them before.
nice. So I'll give you this to go and work on. Did you get on here?
I'm trying, sir. I'm trying.
Okay.
Oh,
Once you sign in, there's going to be like an option that says design website. Because part of your SBA is to make a website. So my little website where you are gonna make for me is you're going to do something. Me start do mine, temporary but me tell them me stop because it's boring. Me actually want to write code to do this. So I'm gonna write code to make mine. So that means yours must be better than me. All right. So what I want you to do is to come up with a restaurant name,
yes, sir.
and you are going to go ahead and fill in your data. You can change different stuff about it. So like change the color. Your features are all on this side and just play around with it. 'Cause what I want you to do is kind of spend some time playing around with it, getting used to it. Change out the pictures them if you want. So you pick a template. When you get on, just choose restaurant template and then pick the one you want and then change the stuff you want. So you just go in and just change the text in it, change the numbers, put up your IG, your TikTok, fake things for your restaurant, by the way. I just want you to do that. I call my restaurant Yardy Eats. I probably shouldn't have one girl that do push up on us. So we should have we should have somebody that eat food. Right. So right. You are going to
Yes.
right. So you go and get your pictures them and fit into your thing. So when we come, we should have a working website. All right. All of these are supposed to be, yeah. So these are your Instagram, your phone number. So you edit up the first page. If you go here, you can add sections. So let's say there was a section you wanted to add, you wanted to improve this, you can do this. All right. If you go to edits, which is on the other end, you can change all the stuff you want to change in here if you don't want to change in there. So if you go edit, you can change the stuff you want to change from here. So if you notice, I could change, yeah, the heats from here. So yeah, it's just a template. It's almost like, yeah. So they don't want you to actually make good stuff. They just want you to do boring stuff. Yeah. Right. Managing page, just look over here. Restaurant pages. Cool. There you go. All right. And then we have business, we have media. That's where I think you put up the pictures. So if you have pictures to put up, you would put them up here. See, so you these are the pictures that are available to you that are on there. But of course, you can download and upload your own, or if you can take some picture of something for yourself. All right. So what I want you to do is to gather all the things you think you might need for your home page, and you're going to design up your nice home page. All right. Cool.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yes. Yeah. Yep, yep, yep. And of course, if you want to add pages to it, so if you look on here, you could go here and add another page onto your thing. So here you go and add new page. So a website is a group of related web pages. All right. So
Yes, sir.
have a look at other people's restaurant page and see what they have. Maybe they have like an about us page, and then them have the founder, so you can put up your picture as the founder, and you can write out your vision statement, your mission statement, that kind of stuff. So basically, just look at other person's restaurant um, page to get some idea, and then come on in and add those pages in, and then add in the pictures. After you work on the first two page, you learn everything that you really need to learn on this site, because it's actually just a template to fill out. Once you get the hang around this, you can start doing that same thing for your SBA, the SBA component that you need. And again, like for the text that you need to write up, of course, you can use AI to generate those texts, because me not go check your things. You can generate like a vision statement, mission statement. I am interested in the skill of it right now, so you don't have to sit down there and give yourself any extra thinking work at the moment. Just want to see how you put in your text, change up your font, make it look good. Girls are always very creative. I am not on the creative side of things. So I always just leave the part there and leave it to make on go and do the creative thing.
I've designed a lot of things before. That's so
We can't
nice.
tell. We can't tell. You look like that kind of person, just that person who is meticulous, patient, have a knack for details. I'm not so much me. I'm more a developer. I want to make it myself. So what would fascinate me is if I could write the code to do this instead of come and do a template. That's me. I like that part of stuff. I like the harder technical stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. Did you get on now?
Yes, sir, I'm on. I'm just making some adjustments.
All right, nice. So we can't wait to see what it look like. So you have two homework for me, and make Colton know that he also needs to get my website going. Come up with a nice Jamaican restaurant concept. Find Jamaican food, put it on it. Um, look for insights on other Jamaican websites or overseas websites. Doesn't matter to me, and create your own. Make sure say it's shot, right? And we definitely want to see that. That I go do next week, Thursday.
Wow.
Yeah, 1 week school. No? You want to show me before you go off on Christmas?
Sir, I made a poster in a day.
Say again.
There's a poster I'm sending you that I made in a day. Well, not really a day, but like an hour.
Yeah, is that in the chat?
Yes, sir.
Let me look. Nice. See, you have the idea already. There you go. That looks good. That you could actually work on for your something like that for your websites. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
that looks good. See, I don't judge people wrong. I just looked at you and I know you could do this. Do you do art and any of the creative subjects?
No, sir. None.
Mm. What kind of subjects you actually do?
Science.
Because you
I,
got with
no.
everybody got with now to be doctor, you know? Jesus, please.
Sir,
What's wrong?
there are a lot of engineers out there.
Yeah, but everybody now to be doctors and engineers.
And
Hmm?
there are lawyers as well. There are agriculturists and a lot of other job opportunities.
Well, Westwood strike me as a type where most of the persons who go there go and go do law, doctor, engineer. That's a very closed world. But you could actually, you look like someone who could actually excel. I mean, and you don't have to do that in school. You could do that on your own. Because I'm already thinking that you could probably do some improve on doing some graphic design. So you should probably explore using some software like you have some free ones. You have Photopea and you have what do you use to make that? Canva?
Yes, sir, I use Canva.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so Canva is kind of a template thing, but yeah, you could explore building your skill using like Pixel RE. So write down those sites and think about how you might be able to use them. Pixel RE and
Pi-
Photopea.
Pixel and E and
Yeah.
Photopea. Okay.
LRE Photopea. Yeah. So yeah, you can they're set up a little bit like Photoshop, but it's good introduction to try and use these to make other things, and build your skill in that area. Because if you're already creative by nature and neat and these are actually skills already, then you know you will want to be detailed and you will want to do it, yeah, nice and things. So yeah, I think you should push yourself into that because you can learn that on your own. You don't need to do that in university. And I think that allows persons because even for me, there are things I do and make that I make more money doing that than teaching at school. I just I just do a job because I like giving back and yeah and kind of like teach sometimes
So it
other
has to be
times.
it has to be a restaurant.
Second,
Has to be a restaurant.
um, I was going for that, but yeah, if you want to change it to something else, fine. Yeah, it's cool. I'm more interested in the skill of it, so yeah, sure. Mm. So
Okay, sir.
yeah, develop the skill of it, and let me see what you come up with. Try and have at least 3 pages, and then usually just kind of like put together your pictures and stuff that you'll be using for it, and the text that you want to put on it, and make it short. You might do so well because there are people who actually because my brother who is a web developer, he no longer writes code like how I want to write code. He uses Wix as well, and that's all he does, and he makes some fantastic websites because even my website that I used to have, my 2 websites, he's the one who made them, and he used Wix to actually do them, and
Oh,
they're all
wow.
lovely. Yeah, and there are people out there who are doing this, as their side hustle and making a lot out of it because people are asking people to buy it to make these things
I
for them.
would do it as a side hustle, but
So again,
nobody's gonna nobody's gonna pay me. I would do it as a side hustle, sir, but because I do it for my mother, I know I'm not getting paid. I know I'm
oh
not
yeah,
getting
yeah,
paid.
yeah, man, you do it for you can. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you learn this well, and as I said, you look like someone who would be interested in that kind of neat work. I just think it's time consuming to do all of that. But if you like doing stuff like that, it's fine. And color scheme and all those things work well for you, and making things neat and lovely. That's good because there are tons of people out there who want us to make website for them. A lot of people advertise themselves on Fiverr to build an audience, and then they advertise themselves on social media. You could make in a lot of money before you leave school. Mhm. From whom? Because I'm telling you, in since 2020, because I've done more work virtually, um, whether it's publishing books, designing book covers, that kind of stuff. And yeah, I've made way more than my salary over this period of time.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's just remote work and doing that in my own time and that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's good, man, because people want this kind of service. People, you can even advertise this on social media. There are so many different ways to put your work out there once you gain it. So it's a good skill to have and invest in because it could prove handy. You could probably pay for your university fee from your pocket remotely. You don't know.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. All right. I'm going to let thee go, and I'm going to catch up on my sleep. It's what 25 after 12, and I'll be out to work in the next 5 hours. That's the challenge of living 6 hours away from Jamaica.
Wow. Oh,
Yep,
sure.
yep, that's fine. All